About a month ago, I got my father to try out World of Warcraft for the very first time. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. He did not like it. It was not his favorite thing to play whatsoever. However, a lot of people actually dive back into World of Warcraft because they watch a cinematic trailer. So today, I'm gonna be sitting down with my father, Papa Moop, aka Stathunter, to watch all the World of Warcraft cinematics. After we're done watching each cinematic, I'm going to allow my dad to put it into a tier list. Dad, you've done a tier list before, right? This is something you've done?
No, a peer review, but never a tier list.
All right, so now I have to explain what a tier list is to my father. So this is the chart, what a tier list looks like.
Hold on a second. What's the difference between an S and an A? What the heck's an S?
An S, I think it stands for superior. I think S is like top dog, amazing, superior, you're the star. Like S is top tier.
Huh?
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. How many are we watching?
Well, we better start watching right now. There are, that's a good question though.
There's a lot of tabs at the bottom of your screen.
Actually, there's going to be 11 that we watch.
11.
There's 11.
Another painful WoW video.
You made popcorn, right?
I should have made something. Beverages, adult beverages, something.
We're going to start with World of Warcraft, the standard, like when the game launched, the vanilla base game, this is what the trailer was.
Blood and gore, love it. 10 already.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion.
Okay, stories.
Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated. The drums of war thunder once again.
Over dramatic and slow. Am I allowed to talk during this? Probably not.
Yes, you can. You can talk.
Okay, this part's cool.
It's pretty much like what you chose, this class with the rifle and the pet.
The bear and the guy, love it. The scenery's great. Okay, that part's a 10, the beginning's a 3. Okay, the girl without clothes running. Yeah. She better not trip. Gonna get wounds where she don't want wounds. Oh. Flying animals. Bad feet. Pixie dust? What the heck is that? There we go. Shoot him.
That was the very first trailer for World of Warcraft.
Okay, so it's just about 3 minutes long. If they would have shortened that down to about 30 seconds and put all the action in the 30 seconds, it would actually be something good. Typical World of Warcraft, drag it out too long, over dramatic. There were parts of that I liked, but for me, it was just too slow. I think in modern, when did that come out? What year did that come out? Do you know? I would say it's a few years older because it's a little bit slow.
So the game came out November 23rd, 2004. Think about like Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, these kinds of films were coming out during that time.
Yeah, so 20 years ago,
Yep.
it would have been just phenomenal to watch that. Today, it's aged a bit because of the slowness, the drama, that unnecessary drama. It should have been picked up at the beginning. But okay, overall, let's just give it a rating. Your rating is, I would say, nobody's going to like me for this, but I'm going to put it as a D, because it's kind of a C- D today, in today's review.
By the way, I'm not influencing him at all. It's titled WoW Cinematic Tier List, rated by Stathunter, aka Papa Moop. So like, this is up to you. No one's gonna yell at you, maybe in the comment section, I don't know. But now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the very next expansion called the Burning Crusade. This came out in 2007.
Years later. Okay, so it might be a little bit better, but probably same speed.
So this is Burning Crusade's trailer.
Blood and alcohol. This is getting better. The logo better.
Imprisoned for 10,000 years. Banished from my own homeland.
Falling asleep here.
And now you dare enter my realm.
I don't think I've actually seen this one.
Prepared.
No reaction from the goat people?
I'm looking for something interesting in this. What was it? Sheep?
You are not prepared.
So that was
Burning Crusade.
This is the first expansion for World of Warcraft. The game was so successful, they're like, hey, we got to make an expansion for it, and this was the very first one to come out.
What, did this do well? The expansion?
People really liked the Burning Crusade.
Not because of the trailer.
Actually, some people are really hyped for the trailer. So the guy at the end is called Illidan. He's like the main villain, but the two races that you saw, like the goat people and this elf lady, like they're new characters that you can create in this expansion.
Okay, not a favorite of mine. I mean, how long did it take at the beginning to actually do the big reveal? It took forever, what it seemed like. Before we saw that guy.
Took some time.
What was it, 30 minutes before you got to see him? It was okay. This is worse than the last one. I'm sorry, it's got to get an E.
An E. Oh, okay.
I'm grading these on whatever tier list that I don't even know how to use. Just basically on the cinematics, whether I would be interested in that game based on the trailer. And no, I would not be interested in it.
That's exactly how you should be rating this. This is perfect. And don't feel bad for putting it low. Like if you want to put things in E, F, D, it's totally up to you. Now we're going to move on over to Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King came out November 2008.
So a year later than this last one.
So let's tune into Wrath of the Lich King's cinematic release trailer.
My son, the day you were born,
The very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas. Child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power.
It's pretty cool looking now. I don't know how he flies without any skin on those bones.
The hearts of your people.
Might be difficult.
I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
That was Wrath of the Lich King.
I did like his belt with the skull on it.
I liked his outfit.
Well, the belt. The rest of the outfit was a bit overboard, but I liked his belt where you could see his belt buckle kind of thing. It was better than the last one because you didn't have to wait forever before you saw actually something of value. The beginning, he's sitting in ice and you go, okay, and then the eyes, that made it good. But again, it's another slow, draggy thing. And this may be how World of Warcraft works, where it's trying to tell you this story, because once you jump into World of Warcraft, it's story time. It's not and I read some of the comments where your dad needs to focus on first-person shooter games, and that's probably where I need to focus, not these dramatic soap opera games with shiny decorations. But I think it's better than the last one, but it's still a bit slow. Oh, this is a hard one. So it's very similar to the first one, but I've got to be nice to somebody here. So let me put it in just C. I'll just say C.
Okay, so I've put it in C. People go crazy over Wrath of the Lich King. Like, back in the day, World of Warcraft was at its peak when Wrath came out. I purposely went back to show you the character's name is Arthas. He's the Lich King. There's always got to be a Lich King. He's got a big story in the old Warcraft games back in the 90s. And he was a good guy at first, and then he eventually gets corrupted and essentially is a bad guy. This shot right here makes probably every single World of Warcraft fan freak out. They love this shot. The sword's famous and everything. Like, this is like, people say this trailer is the best one that they've seen ever, but we'll see how you rate it, you as someone who doesn't know anything. Just for context, people still talk about, I wish I could go back to the days when Wrath of the Lich King was the expansion.
Well, it seemed interesting, but I still it didn't force me to run out and play this game.
Okay, well, let's see if the next one does any different. Okay, so this one came out in 2010.
14 years ago.
14 years ago.
They're getting newer.
So this is the Cataclysm trailer.
He's having a bad day.
Its wretched kingdoms quake beneath my rage.
You're laughing.
It's just over dramatic.
Beneath my rage.
The fire burn. It's pretty cool.
At last, the whole of Azeroth will break.
Uh-oh.
And all will burn beneath the shadow of my wings.
There was no waiting for action there, so you got what you asked for.
Yeah, this is more my style. Still a bit slow, but there was action from the beginning. I didn't have to listen to 45 minutes of a story before I saw something. I thought it was good. I liked the colors, the fire, just the whole setting was actually pretty good the way it was set up. It was a little bit strung out when it just talked about the whole story, you know, your rage. Like the build up there was a bit slow, but there was action, there was movement, there were things for me to visually see. The truth is, if I wouldn't have listened to if you would have had it on mute, I probably would have liked it better and wouldn't have laughed. He's a cool looking dragon, not a friendly dragon. Somebody's got to kill him.
You gotta take him out. Yeah, he's a threat.
He's got to go. Technically, this would be like a B-, but here I am gonna be kind again. I'm in a kind-hearted mood. Let's go to B. Let's put it in B.
Okay, so it looks like they're getting better as time goes on.
I hope so, because the first one was a dog.
I will say Cataclysm came out after the peak of World of Warcraft, and people had very high expectations, and a dragon was, I guess, sleeping. I don't even know so much of the story, but I do know that it woke up and destroyed a lot of the world, that they actually redid a lot of things in World of Warcraft, and people didn't like it, you know? They don't like change, and that's something they were quite upset about. So Cataclysm actually made some people quit World of Warcraft for the first time. Now, they do have the classic version of World of Warcraft. You've never played this one, Dad. If you looked in the comment section, people were saying he's got to try the classic one because it just throws you in. You're not in a tutorial and whatnot. And they relaunched Cataclysm. Some people are playing it for the first time, but people are replaying it again. But now we're going to move on over to, I believe Mists of Pandaria came out in 2012. We're going to move on over to Mist of Pandaria. So here we go.
And it's literally a panda one.
Remember you asked about the pandas? Well, this is the expansion they were brought onto the game.
Crude humor. Oh, that's good.
To ask why we fight is to ask why the leaves fall. It is in their nature. Perhaps there is a better question.
There's the green guy.
The green guy, yeah.
Green guy. What's his name?
And this is an orc. It's like humans. There's a lot of them. You really compare the first one to this one, you can tell animation-wise, it just looks so much better, even like clothing and whatnot.
Yeah. It does.
Why do we fight? To protect home and family. To preserve balance and bring harmony. For my kind, the true question is, what is worth fighting for?
Mists of Pandaria. Dad, you have to be brutally honest when you do this, so like don't hold back.
Oh man. Disney must have put out a video game at the same time. And they're like, we're going to bring all the kids that watch, a Panda movie or whatever the heck that they put together and see if we can bring them over to World of Warcraft. From a comedy standpoint, it's funny. It starts off being tough and strong. Again, it's a bit slow, but there's action, but it's more of a comedy video. Anything else, like the panda bears kicking their butt, and then it's this over dramatic. Like, yeah, he's avoiding all of the hits and stabs. They team up together. It is. I don't know. Maybe this appeals to younger kids or the funnier side of WoW. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't pick the panda in that first trial. I think I'd be laughed at.
It's time to ask the question, where are you going to put Mists of Pandaria on your tier list?
So from a trailer standpoint, I think it's a decent trailer. Let's go see. I think it's a decent trailer. I just don't. I thought it was decent because it was kind of funny.
What would you put higher? Would you put Wrath of the Lich King higher, or would you put Mists of Pandaria?
Yes. No, I think I put the Lich King, but the Panda one is good for humor. Quality was there, storyline was there, but then the whole storyline was kind of ruined when you threw a comedy panda into the whole thing. It was kind of like we're watching World of Warcraft and let's throw Dora the Explorer right into the video.
Makes sense. Do you think Wrath of the Lich King, that trailer is better than the Mists of Pandaria one?
Yeah, I think so, just from a serious standpoint, but the panda one was good because of the quality, the story, but then the comedy part was the funny part.
I'll tell you up front, people were not happy when Mists of Pandaria came out. They were like, it's too goofy, not my hardcore. Okay. I want some brutal, action and blood and all this kind of stuff. And this is what now some people were happy that there was this kind of like goofy side, and they added this kind of land that looked like Asian landscapes and maps, which people were happy about. But the race of the panda and kind of like this essentially like DreamWorks humor, if you think about Kung Fu Panda, I think that movie came out a couple years before, and maybe that was inspiration, maybe not, I don't know. But they did have pandas in the Warcraft series in the 90s, so it's not like they were just making something out of thin air. But so because of that reaction, they wanted to kind of go back to their roots and have something a little bit more action-packed, a little bit more masculine. So here we go. We're going into Warlords of Draenor is the very next expansion trailer.
Raiders of the Lost Ark kind of build up.
Yep.
Jurassic Park.
Drink, Hellscream. Claim your destiny. You will all be conquerors. And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return? Everything. Reject this gift. And did you bring these mongrels here? Just to watch you die.
Thanks. That's gonna hurt.
This was not our destiny. Times change. We will never be slaves! But we will be conquerors.
I like that. That was actually pretty good. It was action packed. I like how the guy revolted. The storyline was pretty good, but for one drink of rotten green juice, the guy wanted everything. He wasn't that thirsty. He's a little bit over demanding, but the story was good. The fight was good. The action was good. I liked it. Like, it was actually pretty good. The quality of it was great. Yeah, the flying in, the hatchet to the head, like all those things were cool. I think it was exciting. It didn't drag on. It was a little bit far-fetched, but I think that's all of World of Warcraft. They rebelled against the one who wanted to take everything from them. I have to say this is the best I've seen. Since I don't really know what S is, I'm staying away from that. So let me put it in the A category.
S is like, you don't think it can get better than this. Like, you'd be surprised.
Oh, yeah, everything can get better.
Okay.
Everything can get
And you
better.
can always rearrange something. Like, if you put something in S or A and you're like, actually, I'm going to drop it, like, we can always change it later. But you're going to put Warlords of Draenor in A is what you're going for. Warlords of Draenor, people were hyped for because it had that, yes, this is what we're looking for. This is the WoW that we want. It released. There was some content. There was some time travel elements. Like, the guy with the long hair in this trailer, he was actually the father of the guy with the bald head. Or I don't know, maybe I'm butchering this entirely. I didn't play this game back in the day, but I know there was some time travel. And those events that the orcs drank this, let's call it green juice, and it essentially kind of took control of them. Or maybe I'm speaking nonsense, guys, but essentially there's time travel and people didn't like that aspect, and that's why people got upset. Imagine if Fortnite launched a season and they didn't add any updates for a whole year. That's what happened with Warlords of Draenor, and that's what actually made people more upset, that it was like a year, almost over a year of like no content other than what was added there. And people liked the expansion. There were things there. Maybe the story wasn't the best, but it was still that kind of masculine, what people kind of expect for a World of Warcraft trailer. So we're gonna go ahead and move on over to Legion. This came out 9 years ago, this trailer, 2015. So this is Legion.
A terrible darkness has returned to our world. As before, it seeks to annihilate everything that we hold dear. I go to face it, knowing I may not return.
They're coming! They're coming back!
All my life I have lived by the sword. I've seen kingdoms burn and watched brave heroes die in vain. It's been difficult for me to trust after losing so much. But from you, I have learned patience, tolerance, and faith. Anduin, I now believe, as you do, that peace is the noblest aspiration. But to preserve it, you must be willing to fight. For Azeroth!
Legion.
Another over-dramatic trailer. The quality, though, was great. Very cinematic. Looked very good. The quality has certainly improved, but the storyline was... for me, the storyline was not very exciting. And then the guy didn't decide to fight till the end. Come on, dude. Even I knew that that cloud was dangerous. Get your butt ready to kick some butt here. The girl knew what she had to do. You couldn't figure it out. She's jumping around doing all those things. You finally step in. I don't know. It was... storyline for me was okay. It was not that good. I thought it was going to be good because it started out with just the quality. You could just see everything there, but from a story standpoint, I didn't like the story of it. Trailer-wise, it was a D.
It was a D. Okay. All right. People really liked Legion when it came out, but it kind of set aside this like Alliance and Horde faction. Like normally you're supposed to butt heads together with these factions. So the elf girl, her name's Sylvanas. She's on the Horde faction with the orcs, trolls, the goblins, and then the Alliance is like dwarfs, humans, all this stuff. So they kind of set aside their differences to take on a big emerging threat, which were like basically space demons, I guess is how I can summarize this. But people are really happy with Legion. The gameplay, people liked it. It ended with a giant sword being stabbed into the planet.
Totally realistic. The whole thing.
Okay.
Entire thing, just realism.
So we're gonna move on over to Battle for Azeroth. People wanted to see this Alliance versus Horde thing again. This is a big thing in World of Warcraft. If you pick an Alliance character, Dad, and I roll a Horde character, we could fight each other in the middle of nowhere, which is nice. Like that's kind of the fun thing about these two different sides fighting. So this is an expansion called Battle for Azeroth.
I don't know what character I picked, what side of the house.
You picked Alliance.
Okay. Like the beginning of a Star Wars.
Is a cycle of hatred. Alliances forged and broken. We have paid the price for sharing this world. And we have forgotten what makes us strong.
Close rank! Advance has won! Lordaeron will be ours! My king, we have her cornered.
Keep firing!
There's your dwarf right there with the rifle. That would be you.
That's me right there. I don't know who I'm fighting, but... Oof. That's gonna hurt. Girl can definitely hear you coming. Got ears. Yikes. Oh boy. Eek.
There's your dwarf right there.
The first to fight. Good for him. I don't know whose side who's on, but it's pretty good. No. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Stand as one for the Alliance!
She's mad.
Battle for Azeroth.
I actually liked this one. This showed the clash between the two, whatever they were.
This is the Horde, and then the Alliance is the other side. The Horde and the Alliance.
I don't know who's on the Horde side. Who's on the Horde side?
These are like orcs, a certain type of elf. The like zombie characters are on their side. Trolls. Alliance is like humans, dwarves. The wolf character is also on the Alliance. So go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Share your thoughts.
No, I didn't know who was on whose side. It didn't matter. But I thought the storyline showed the battle and how vicious it is, and all the different characteristics that are in this battle, and the back and forth of the battle. I thought that was good. Like there was a lot of this that it was a real battle up and down, a lot of cinematics. There was some more drama to this, but I thought it was good. I actually liked the way it was put together, and I thought he was going to hit the nuclear button with that sword at the end, but he didn't. He just kind of raised the flag and got them all together, got them organized. He looked better with his helmet on. He looked tougher, but he kind of looks like Brad Pitt a little bit. He looked a little tougher with the helmet on, but this was good. Overall, I think this was a good trailer. For me, this would be something I'd be interested in playing if I saw this trailer. I'm putting this in the A category again. I'm going A.
Is this better than Warlords of Draenor?
I think from a cinematic standpoint, yes, it is.
So Battle for Azeroth is leading. Here's the list right here. I'm moving out of the way so the audience can. Let's jump into the next expansion called Shadowlands. Now, Shadowlands deals with, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of context. This came out 2019 is when this came out. It deals with the new Lich King character. You'll see the Lich King, who is a brand new character. The original Lich King got killed, and there's a new one, and you'll see it in this trailer.
Lich 2.
Lich 2, yes.
Ice Crown. A monument to our suffering. The veil between life and death. Where a usurper sits on a frozen throne. But no king rules forever.
Needs some eyebrow trimming.
Unfit to wear this crown. To wield so much power.
That power will be your prison.
This world is a prison. Set us all free.
Shadowlands.
At the beginning, I literally had to keep my head up. It was too slow.
Wasn't like the other one, eh?
Nah, it wasn't. It was too slow for me. I thought, that part where he's, turning things into fire. He's fire, and she's a badass character. She's ticked off, which is kind of cool to see the woman against the whatever the heck he is, and she's mad. She's an angry one. I wouldn't have to be stuck with that girl. She's pissed. A lot of pissed off people in these World of Warcraft. Nobody's happy and friendly. They're all trying to take revenge or take over something. But the trailer itself there were parts that were kind of cool. Takes the helmet off. Realism was there, but just the storyline was a bit too slow for me. Again, it must be World of Warcraft is too slow for me. It's just too slow. But it was over dramatic. Typical WoW. Even in the end where she's delivering her story, it's just one word at a time. It was okay. I'm passing. For me, I wouldn't want to play the game because of this. So I'm going to put the trailer from a cinematic standpoint on would I want to play this game. Put it as a D. I hate to say that, but I'm putting it in the D category.
Two other options in here. We have the original World of Warcraft, and we also have Legion. So where are you going to slot Shadowlands in? Is it going to be at the end of D?
I think it is the best of D.
like that.
I think so.
People did not like Shadowlands. People were really angry with Shadowlands, so much so that tons of people started quitting the game. Why? Because the Lich King, something that everyone was so high-strung about, and they're like, how could you destroy the Lich King? There must always be one. That nerds were so upset that they were like, how did the Lich King lose? No way, she cheated. And they were very upset. So this brings us over to Dragonflight, which came out, this one came out 2022. There's a couple of different trailers. I just chose the cinematic trailer that came out. I started playing the game, I think a couple months after Dragonflight came out, and it launched end of 2022. So this one's a bit different. It has like a teaser in the beginning, which is not normal.
There's a teaser in the beginning. It must mean it's long and boring, and they had to keep you there.
Dragonflight.
Another slow one.
I agree.
It wasn't really a trailer. It was more of a. I thought it was watching the entire movie. I had no clue where the heck it was going. The obviously the shocker was the dragon showing up at the end. Didn't make any sense to me. So I'm sorry. This is from a trailer standpoint. Just watching this, I didn't like it at all. I did not like it. The story might be great. Dragons are the heroes in this, but I had no clue what the heck was going on.
When I watched this, I had no idea either. I was like, okay, all right. Where are you going to put it in your tier list?
As a trailer, this is a fail.
Is this our first
This
F?
is an F.
This is an F. Okay.
This is the first F. This is the first F. I thought I invested all that time and everything was gonna be revealed, but no, it was just the dragon was the hero, and no, wasn't worth it.
So people, I'll tell you the reaction to Dragonflight. People are actually happy with the gameplay in Dragonflight because you could actually, the whole appeal was the movement system on dragons. It was a new way to fly around, and it's essentially kind of what they do in Guild Wars 2. Blizzard Entertainment kind of copied the same thing and added it into Dragonflight. What people didn't like, the actual story so much, because a lot of it was like friendship and everything's possible together. Like people are like, I want to see axes go into orcs' heads. This is why I play this video game. So people weren't super thrilled with the story. That's kind of the overall thought. So the gameplay people liked, but the story people were not excited about.
It sounds like this from a story standpoint that WoW copies a lot of things that have been out for and are somewhat popular, from the Panda to this one that was similar to that other game.
Dragonflight was more so tailored. It kind of felt like a Marvel thing. Like the superheroes come together, and this is why people saw the similarities and they're like frustrated about it. World of Warcraft does have original writing, like Lich King kind of thing and a corrupted king. This is kind of a niche that WoW has filled, and the orcs and whatnot. Like this is something that allows them to stand out. Now, obviously, it seems like they take similarities to popular things like the pandas and like the Marvel films, but it seemed like they understood that moving forward, they have to have their own thing going on. And this is where it brings us to our very last trailer. It's called The War Within. The blonde hair guy that you saw in he looked like Brad Pitt, he's in this trailer.
Brad Pitt, bring him back.
This one came out over a year ago, November 3rd, 2023. And you can see the comparison between the first trailer they ever made to this one. You'll definitely see the attention to detail.
This could be a real movie.
You're here to tell me we don't get to hide. Is that it?
You needed time. We stayed away. But time by itself heals nothing.
You didn't just come here for me. It's the visions. You've seen them.
I suspect many have lately. Something, someone, is calling out from the heart of the world. Like a voice from a dream. Something dark is coming, Anduin. The world needs your light again. My son.
I am not that person anymore. I have no light. Not after what I've seen. Not after what I've done.
I'll suck it up. Come on, just join the fight. Enough crying.
Oh, wow.
You are not your past, Anduin. I trust you.
Hear me.
They're getting worse. Look, whatever's coming, I'll stand with you. Of course I will. But we were drawn here by the voice. Who is it, Thrall? Who's calling out to us?
I'm not sure yet. But that sword was aimed at someone.
The War Within.
This could have been a World of Warcraft mental health video. I mean, it was very realistic. It was cool. Obviously, technology has changed. There were parts of it that could be real. Some of the close-ups were fantastic. Others didn't blend well together. It was realistic, and then it didn't go realistic. It was a little bit different. I appreciated the technology involved, but the story itself was, come on, suck it up, dude. Grab your sword and let's go fight. That's all I want to see. I don't care what the heck you're thinking. Just grab your sword. Nobody cares about it. Walk it off. Let's go deal with it. And this was more of a trendy, emotional thing. And then you see the big ass sword in the ground, go, okay, maybe I'd be crying too if I saw that, because the person that carried that thing is going to be one huge individual. That's my 2 cents.
Your final rating for the last cinematic.
I'm putting that, story-wise, it's an E. I'm putting that as an E.
An E. Okay. All right. Is it better than the Burning Crusade, which was the second video that we watched?
No, I'm just voting it down because of they wanted to be emotional, and he's struggling with whatever the heck he's struggling with. Who cares? Nobody cares. Just grab your sword. We just want to play.
If you had to pick a favorite, Dad, of all the ones that you did watch, 2 and A right here, the Battle for Azeroth one and the Warlords of Draenor. This one's the one with the axe and the demon. This one's the 2 factions fighting. If you had to pick one and slot it in S, which one of the 2 would it be?
The fight, the 2 fighting.
Would you say this is a concrete tier list then?
Yes.
You guys don't know anything about my father. He has played World of Warcraft for just about 2 hours or so and couldn't make it through the tutorial in I forget the name of it, but this kind of like tailored tutorial. I've seen a lot of comments in that video. A lot of people are saying, hey, he should try out Classic. There's a lot of tips and pointers, and it's been really cool to read your guys' comments. And me and my father, like, we've been checking it out, and it's been really cool. So eventually, maybe I'll get my father to try out Classic World of Warcraft at one point. I don't know. But I did get to sit him down and watch an hour and 20 minutes of trailers. I've probably cut things out of the video. Yeah, look, he's yawning right here. Here's what we're gonna do. To thank you, Dad, I'm gonna go ahead and do a live stream with you of a video game of your choice. We can play it together. What video game would you like to live stream together at one point this week?
Well, I think there's only one game I'm interested in, and that would be Fortnite.
There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess we'll be staying hydrated together in Fortnite. If you want to check out that live stream, my Twitch is right here. Feel free to check it out. Thank you very much to my father, Stathunter, for tuning in and reacting to all this content. Any final words, Dad, before we wrap this up?
I hope I didn't offend anybody, and I really am impressed with the comments. I thought World of Warcraft people were 12-year-olds living in their mother's basement, and was I wrong? Like the amount of people, the diversity of people, the age of people, just the kind-hearted, the way they could relate to playing with their parents or their kids was fantastic. The way it brings people together, I never thought of it as that. And hopefully I didn't offend anybody with my 2 cents. I've never watched these before. The only exposure I've had to WoW has been when we played together, and that was enough exposure for me.
So eventually, I'll rope him into playing Classic WoW. I've read your comments, guys. I'll do my best. Let me know in the comment section down below how you guys felt. What's your favorite cinematic for World of Warcraft? If I had to pick my favorite, Dad, I would say Battle for Azeroth that you picked is definitely like my favorite of all of them. I'm also a big fan of Wrath of the Lich King one, and it's just because I know that character, but Battle for Azeroth, very good. I like it too. So thank you very much for watching. Special shout out to my Patreon members for supporting my content. And until next time, stay hydrated, gamers.